Hi guys, it's Kim Brink Jansen. How are you going today? We've got another edition of Ask the Universe. So we have a question from Lee, and let me just grab that question for you. So Lee wants to know, why do people who are making a major difference to their community and the world are taken away from us at an early stage of their life? So great question, Lee. There's lots of different answers around that, and let me just get started on the first basic answer is, of course, everything is timed perfectly in the universal level and scheme of things. Even before people come down onto this planet, they are given a purpose. Now, a lot of people don't really understand what their purpose is. However, they just get into action mode and just do what they're meant to do. Those people who make a massive difference in their communities and in their lives are those people who are acting on their purpose. So this is where you might believe that they're taken away too early, or they haven't been able to fulfill their purpose, but in actual fact, they've already done their job, if you want to call it that. They've already taken action, they've already made a difference, and that we never really know what they're doing from the other side. So what I'm being told right now from the university, whoever gives me this information, is that these people get to a stage where this is the most that they will do as a physical person, that they can do in this life. What you might resonate with is that a lot of people, when they do pass away, make more of an impact when they've left than if they stayed here. And it brings me back to the memory of, someone, when someone like Steve Irwin or Lady Di, Diana, where when they passed away, Princess Diana, what do I call it? When they passed away, they made more of an impact then from the work they did before they went. So it actually highlighted the fact that they'd done this work. Whereas, and I just reverse back to Steve Irwin, when he was alive and he was here, no one really took any notice of the work he was doing here until he left. And then they were all really sad that he left. And think about, the recent, Prince, who's just died, a couple of months ago, where they say, well, this is what he was doing before he passed away. Now with George Michael, they're showing us all the philanthropy that they've actually been doing, how much they've been helping underprivileged people, and what a difference they made before they passed away. The thing is, if they didn't pass away, you would never know about that work that they did. So it's not that they're taken away too soon. It's perfect timing that the work that they were doing needs to be given this exposure from their death. And that is all that they can really do from a physical standpoint to make a really big difference on this planet. But you don't really know what they're doing from the other side. In essence, we're just here. We're just spirits or energies in a body, performing different plays and circumstances and experiences for us to have. Now, those energies on the other side have access to unlimited, not even potential because they don't have a body to do it in, but unlimited processes for them to help these processes go through. Now, what I'm finding a lot of them are doing are they're using people like me and like other people who channel this information to be able to pass on and to hand on the work that they've done. The thing is that they have access to the bigger picture. They have access to this bigger scope when they're on the other side, and they can, because even though they're energy, they can actually play with energy here on the planet. They actually make a really big difference. So that's where you'll find lately there's been a lot of people who have passed away who have made a big difference in the community. It's because, number one, this is the most that they could do in this physical body. And yes, they knew from a soul level that they were going to pass away when they did it. Number two, they are the ones that acted on their life purpose. Because the thing is, if they'd actually passed away without acting on their life purpose, then that is the sad thing. And this is what we can all take in for ourselves is if we don't act on our life purpose, then it is sad that we pass away. But isn't it great that they have acted and they've followed through and made a difference while they were here? But number 3, they are still orchestrating it on the other side. You never know. I mean, each one of them has their own journey, so you never really know what else they are doing after that. Some stay there as ascended masters and orchestrate more work from that level. Some turn into guides, and others maybe reincarnate back onto the planets to either continue that work, or they can stay there and, again, using people who can channel their information through to get things done. I remember when she was like a TV personality / model, named Charlotte Dawson. She was actually one of the first people who came and visited me after her death. And I remember when she visited me, she was with me for 3 days, and she was in my ear constantly, like trying to get my attention and talking. And I didn't really know what to do with that back then. I remember there was something that she said, and she said, go onto my Instagram page, because my work that I was doing before I passed away is actually on there. And when I went on there, you could see people were thinking that she was more out there to show people, more about depression or eating or whatever. But what she was actually doing when I went onto her Instagram page was that she was trying to change her health system. And funnily enough, by her saying that, I was then able to contact a person who she had been trying to work with. And this all came through just by me Googling and following the guidance that she was given me, that I then contacted a person that she'd been working with, saying, this is actually what she wants you to carry on and to continue after she's died. Unfortunately, not much of that came out in the press, and it didn't really have much of an impact as it could have had. And I suppose the health system hasn't really changed all that much. But that was one of her big passions, was changing the health system. So you'll find that most of these people have a really big, passionate project or whatever just before they pass away. Don't worry, they have handed it on energetically to other people, but they're also orchestrating it on the other side. So it's again, not a good or a bad thing. It's part of their journey. It's part of the world's journey, and that everything will be working out as they should. But at the end of the day, the lesson here for us is to just live our purpose now, and not for us to pass away, not have made a difference. They've made a difference when they've gone. And that's why we get to hear about it, which is such a blessing for us to then look into, who were they? What did they do? And then we can learn the lessons from them as to how we can follow our own purpose. So I hope that's helped you, Lee, and anyone else that had that question around why these talented people are leaving us so early in their life. Don't forget that they're always around you. They've just left a physical body. They're always around. I'm very lucky I get to talk to any of them. I can call in any of them, and I can really pass on any messages that anyone needs to hear around their purpose. And it's nice to be a conduit for that sometimes. Other times I feel a little bit stuck because I don't then have the contacts or maybe the energy that they had to really, drive certain things, because I have my own passions and my own purpose, which I have been given and told as well. So they're not gone. They haven't not made a difference, because they have. And the message is for us just to simply step into what our passion is and what we want to make a difference as, and what we want to do here on the planet before we do pass away. So Lee, I hope that's helped anyone else, and keep the questions going. If you've got a question, jump onto my website, which is kimibreggjansen.com, and email me and I'll pop your question here on the video. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you next time for Ask the Universe. Mwah.